Day show. Callahan ran a personal best at 640.
Turns the wheel in. Oh, the touch, he's gone. So much one wide.
Mallala, the birthplace of Aussie drift, home to some of the most commanding drifters in the country, and the battleground for round 2 of the Toyo Drift Australia Series. Past years have seen the locals dominate the podium, but with the most competitive field to date, it's anyone's guess who'll take second round honours. In another first for the country's elite drifting series, the Sideways Circus headed west to Barbagallo Raceway, where local hero Adam Trewella fended off the Eastern Onslaught to claim his first ever round win. History has proven that there's no stronger weapon to have in your arsenal than home track advantage. And with South Aussies making up over a third of the field, the interstate invaders are going to have to bring their game to end up on the podium. To add to the hype, 4 V8-powered cars will compete for the first time. Long-time V8 pioneer Robbie Bolger will be joined by Christian de Gostin in the new Kappa Ford Ute, the amazing GT Autosound R34, and the Nissan Silvia of Kuda El Houli. The demanding Mallala layout has long been regarded as a true test of championship mettle, and today, Australia's finest drifters will be fighting for a foothold on the 2007 Drift Australia crown.
Hello and welcome to Mallala Motorsport Park for round 2 of the Toyo Drift Australia Series, and what a fantastic round of racing it is going to be, because the South Aussies brought the sport to the country, and spearheading the charge was none other than Danny Denzo the Great Verhumus. Denzo, back on your home soil, ready to go.
Oh, we love Mallala, Jace. It's awesome. This is our playing ground down here, and no one's gonna take it away from us.
Well, listen, mate, you are an absolute pioneer of the sport. You're the guy that started it here in Australia, but there's some V8 sneaking in, man. What's going on there?
Stupid things, you know. Why do they need to follow us around? Can't they stick to their own game, which, you know, they're not doing that great at anyway. Stupid circuit racing. Get out of here, I reckon.
Have you got a couple of aces up your sleeve? You are the godfather of drift. What have you got for us this week?
Mate, I've got a full deck. We're playing hard. You know, there's a lot of SSA boys out here today that are going to play hard, but I'm going to give it my all.
Well, you're going to be up against the new V8s, and love it or hate them, they're here to stay. Let's check out some of those rides.
Yeah.
We all knew it was coming, and the V8 emergence is happening right here, right now. No less than 4 cars this weekend up against the Japanese 4-cylinders, and led by the new recruit, the Fat Falcon of Chris de Gostin. Mate, talk me through your new ride.
Mate, it's fantastic of Kappa to supply us with a ute this weekend. Unfortunately, Robbie's been too busy being a superstar with all these commitments, doing stunts, and the V isn't just quite finished yet, and then we didn't want to rush it. So, and he's Holden's over in New Zealand for the next supercar round, so we got the trusty old Henry this weekend.
Robbie, you got a new V8 in the camp. De Gostin's driving it. What's the story behind the Falcon?
Mate, we're just trying to get a V ready at the moment. Unfortunately, it's a Ford. It's probably the best it's going to do is last this weekend, which is pretty good. So that's all Ford deserve to have, but I think the Holden will shine past it anyhow.
There's lots of V8s starting to show up in drifting. Are we seeing a takeover?
Of course you are, mate. All them dirty Japanese engines, nobody wants them. They're 10 high in the dump. Verhumus has got 500 of them in his garden.
Now listen, mate, the V8s are out there, but are we going to see top-level results?
Well, there's enough of them out there. You'll have to see a result out of one of them soon, won't you?
When South Aussie George Spatalis takes on a project, he does nothing in halves. This year, GT George, along with brother Theo, have created the V8-powered R34 Skyline. Boasting more power than a V8 supercar, this twin-turbo drift machine takes the freedom of minimal parity in the Drift Australia Series to all new heights.
I came across this Skyline at a local wrecker, and I had a choice of engines, all right? What am I going to put? I've always pondered the thought of using a Holden V8 because it's just cheaper and easier for parts. If it was going to blow, which I do, I blow a lot of engines, this was easy and I can get them off the shelf or at a local wrecker. And yeah, good value and good power.
No, I thought it was a good idea. Finally thinking like a drift driver. Rather than worry about revving the shit out of an engine, you can just cruise along like a tractor. V8 will give you the torque. That's what you need to drift. Good idea. Good chassis, good combination. He wanted to build it more of a budget. I wanted something a bit more elaborate. But I think the way that it ended up, it's sort of a 60-40 split, probably 40% me. But I just can't help myself. When I see something like this, I sort of attach myself.
It was like, how far do we go with this thing? Should I keep it cheap, or it just went out of control and just went for the best of everything? And yeah, we're going for a new 7-litre engine soon, and just make more and more power.
Once the Chevrolet S1 was in place, a Gen TT kit was added, assisting the car to a peak output of around 840 horsepower. Not bad for an engine bought for less than $2,500. Getting the power to the ground is assisted by a 6-speed factory gearbox, Textralia twin-plate clutch, a 34 V-spec GDR diff and a set of Toyo tyres.
We sort of do things fairly quickly. There's no point in sort of building a car over 3-4 years. We like to get it out within 3 months. So this car took 3 months to build from start to finish. So very labour intensive. Probably puts a lot of strain on our business personally, but that's what you need to be successful, I think. Definitely with the help of our major sponsor DLS, it's made it obviously what it is today, but we've got a few cool other people coming on board now. Outlaw Speed Shop have decided to give us a massive engine for it, so I'm actually starting to become more involved in the car in terms of just, hey, what can this thing do? I'm hoping that we can have everything sorted by Sydney at the next round at Eastern Creek, and we can do some good things, and George can have at least a top 16, top 8 result.
The local boys are on the rise nice and early, and Leighton Crabman Fine has just grabbed pole position in qualifying. Let's take a hot lap around Mallala Motorsport Park with the man himself.
How are we doing, guys? My name's Leighton Fine, and this is the top qualifying pass in the Team Pier 1 veer. So it's entering the first corner in 3rd gear, big Scandinavian flick, onto the handbrake, hit that ripple strip, into 2nd, hold 2nds around this corner, and then 3rds on the transition, nice and close to the ripple strip again, bit off the bangle, and then we'll throw ourselves out wide onto the straight. This is in 3rd gear, hit 4th along the straight, get some big speed up into this one, transfer right to the outside, and then hit the turn 1 apex, and it flings you out again, and then we just need a nice smooth transition into the final corner. It's just in 3rd gear, hugging the ripple strip, and then big power out of the corner, and that's how we drift Mallala.
The top 2 qualifiers, Leighton Fine and Robbie Bolger, both had bye runs in the round of 32, so the first tandem battle of the day was a match-up between 2 South Aussies, James Martle and James Rosser. An off-track excursion by Rosser gave Martle the advantage, and he rammed it home with a pass in the 2nd run to take a decisive victory. With almost 530 kilowatts at the wheels, the Sexpo Sora is potentially one of the fastest cars in the field, but problems with the car's engine management system made it impossible for Matt Sampson to compete with fellow Victorian Luke Fink in the next battle. A spin in the 2nd run capped off a frustrating weekend for Sampson, and it was Fink through to the next round. Next up, a competition between 2 of the most popular drivers in the field, series leader Adam Truella from WA and Danny Denzo Vahumas from South Australia in the Japanese motorsport entry. Judges scored the 2nd run evenly, but Truella had been smoother in the 1st, so it was an 11-9 victory to the West Aussie. Chris Easton was handed a spot in the top 16 when Clint Brown was forced to retire with a broken dry shaft in his R32 Skyline. Lyndon Reynolds from South Australia took a 6-4 advantage in the 1st run of the next battle against Chris DeJager. DeJager showed superior speed and angle in the 2nd run though, bundling the 2006 Super Drift Series champ out of the competition. 2 fantastic cars in the next battle, but a spin by George Batalis in the GT Autosound R34 made a difficult task impossible up against an informed Christian Pickering. Pickering took the 2nd run as well to progress easily to the next round. New Zealand champ Justin Roode took on South Australia's Tom Monkhouse in the next battle. The first 2 runs were close enough for the judges to call for a rerun, but a turbo failure turned Monkhouse's Wheelworks entry into a smoke machine, and Turbo Tom was headed to the pits for an early shower. Simon Michelmore stepped up to the Drift Australia Series at Mallala this year in the sliding performance R32. Having won the Super Drift round here in 2006, he was confident of a strong result, but was knocked out of the top 32 by fellow South Aussie Adam May in the third of the Wheelworks cars. Also stepping up from Super Drift to the main game for the first time was West Aussie Keith Rance in the Miller Civil S14. It was a tough debut though, with reigning Aussie champ Bo Yates turning up the heat for a decisive win. An engine failure in practice forced Josh Young into a borrowed car for his top 32 battle with Victoria's Michael Truscott. Truscott pulled away on his lead lap and put in an awesome chase lap to move convincingly through to the top 16. Kuda El Hooli's V8 engine Sylvia was a crowd favourite, and he did a good job in the next battle against Darren Appleton. A spin in the first run though, and mechanical problems in the second took the JDS Auto Imports entry out of contention, and in the win to Afro. Disaster for Fernando Whirl and the Auto Salon Industries Adrenaline Racing Team S15 in the next battle. Engine problems forced them out of the competition in the top 32. It was good news though for Hyperdrive's Michael Sullivan. The West Aussie drew to the top 16 without raising a sweat. The baptism of fire continued for circuit racer turned drifter Christian Nagostin in the supercharged Kappa Ford Ute. A handbrake problem meant it was an uphill battle for the Queenslander, who was demolished by Nathan Wiesel in the R32 Skyline. An engine problem with Paul Austin's car forced him to jump into his freshly imported Toyota JZX 81 road car for the final top 32 battle with Victorians Catherine Calero. The Drift Cat had a big straighten in the S's on the first run, but fought back in the second. Overall, though, it was Austin who impressed the judges enough to book the last spot in the top 16. Boys are getting ready to get into it for the Toyo top 16 right now. Most of them are pretty pumped up. You know that round one winner, West Aussie Adam Truella, wants to go hard.
Adam Borneo Truella, welcome to round two, mate. You took out the win over in WA. You must be pretty happy to be here in South Australia, ready to go.
Oh yeah, look, we did really well in Perth. We've come here. I've got my own car this time, and to be honest, I'm having so much fun out there. The car is just going so well. Just can't get enough of it, eh?
The car looks fantastic on the track. Have you made any more changes or tweaks since last round?
Not really. We turned it up a little bit, got it reliable. I ran it at home last weekend and it seems really, really strong, and now I'm just belting it and it loves it.
They call him Borneo, the wild man, Adam Truella, a big surprise winner in the West. We now see an excellent battle coming up now. Mallala is going to be tough to handle here as well at Mallala. Great circuit for drifting. Jeff Bullis joins me in commentary. Here we go, Jeffrey.
Wade, let's see if Leighton Fine can battle his way through to the top. Was a bit unlucky last round, but displaying some excellent form at the moment. Look at this on his home track.
Beautiful stuff, good angle, very early entry as well. Steve Cramp driving the chase car today, a celebrated driver in circuit racing. Beautiful angle from both drivers here.
Both drivers doing an excellent job, but particularly Leighton Fine out in front, and James Mallala is having a difficult time trying to catch him.
Well, good stuff from Fine in this first battle. Let's have a look at your Toyo replay right now. Super sideways on the angle and the entry. Good smoke, good style. At the moment, Fine has thrown it down to Mardle. One down, one to go. Mardle has to win this one, I would think.
Yeah, fairly similar, you'd have to say at this stage, but Leighton Fine is going to be emulating him very closely, and proximity, look at that, very close to the car in front. Judges will be picking up maximum points on that one.
Mardle saying, go away, this is not good for me, leave me alone. Here we go, this entry, very important. Mardle gets her in nice and early. Once again, great angle from both cars. Oh, Fine's got him, I think.
I think it's going to be a case of Leighton Fine going through here. Mardle has opened up a bit of a gap, but Fine has just been fantastic. That team peer entry, nothing wrong with that car. That's Darren Appleton's old car.
Great shots right here in the Toyo replay. Once again, you see that Fine is using every bit of the racetrack and then more. Probably better entry just then for Mardle. Nothing wrong with Mardle's drive. He's just come up with a very, very much in form Leighton Fine. 11-9, the win goes to Leighton.
Well, Crabman, that's a cruise through to the next round, man. The car obviously working really well for you.
Yeah, it is. It's working really well today, Jason. Look, the Silverstones are working really well on the Mallala track, but that was one of the best battles I've had. Two really even cars, two really good drivers. That was amazing.
Great battle we have coming up here. Luke Fink, very much in form, up against Adam Truella, whose confidence is soaring, Jeff.
It would have to be. Both these guys are round winners, but Adam Truella's coming off a round win in the very last round, so you'd have to say looking pretty good.
Awesome entry there. He was a long way from the corner when he started to pitch her in through the Toyo S's. This is a drifting display right here.
Here goes the Fink, taking it up straight away. And Adam Truella with quite a bit of work to do. Let's check it out there. Both of them swing in now to the next corner. Both of them have picked up the apex very well too, Wade.
I would think Fink at this point looks a little better. He's done an awesome job. Look at the angle all the way through.
That is a sensational battle, no question about it. Have a look at that. Luke Fink under drift is just pulling away. There's going to be a bit more to this one, I think you'll find.
Good news for Sydney fans too. Eastern Creek Raceway, July 7 and 8. The Drift Australia Series comes to the Creek. That won't be for the meek, that's for sure. Looking forward to seeing that one, July 7 and 8. All right, what has Fink got for Truella this time? Borneo, they call him. The Wild Man in the orange car out in front.
Look, Luke Fink is attached to his rear bumper. That's the best place to be. Looking down the inside, just reminding the judges how close he really is. That's pretty good emulation as well. The judges are going to be very happy with the run of the green car. He's making Truella think about it there, looking down the inside. Look at that. It doesn't get much closer than that.
The danger is, I would think, to be that close as Fink is you often have to straighten if the car in front checks up or slows up a bit. A couple of times it's very close to doing that. What a battle this is. I'm glad I'm not a judge.
Oh, I wouldn't want to be a judge on this one. The other thing to remember here is that Luke Fink knows that Truella has got a lot of horsepower and a lot of speed, so he's taking the odds to the fact that he's going to get away with it, keeping that close. And there it is, the closest of margins, 11-9.
So Truella, a hero in Perth, is out the back door in SA.
Luke Fink going through to the next round, man. You look like you got a bit of a smile on your face there.
Oh, Truella's tough, mate. He's really tough. Oh, it was close. I'll tell you what, we nearly swapped paint on so many occasions.
Are we going to see this go like Tasmania, mate?
Yeah, my ankle's hurting, so I think it might be all right. Going for number one.
Next battle sees Easton and the Nissan Skyline R31 up against the very much improved DeJager. And this guy has got a bit to prove in the GFB car, Jeff.
He's got a lot to prove, but also you've got to remember the Just Jap R31 coming off a podium finish in Perth. Both of these guys with a lot to prove, all right. Slow entry speed there into the first corner, but keep your eye on the angle.
Off the circuit a touch just then
yes,
with the J.
Indeed. The judges will take a dim view of that. But check out the power from this R31.
Bit of mungie.
Yeah, bit of mungie. Chris Easton now flying into the next set of corners. Let's see what happens.
Easton is just on top of his game. Great angle, good line. I don't think that our friend in the GFB car, DeJager, is going to be doing too well after this first battle.
No, I think you'll find a few times there DeJager had to actually straighten just to keep up with him. So
now that's great mungie. We should explain mungie to those people that are new to drifting.
Yes, left to right down a straight section of the circuit is commonly referred to as mungie. Doesn't necessarily score big points, but gee, it's good to watch.
Absolutely. We love a bit of munge. Look at this, into the first turn, the chase car right behind him. Wow, Easton just staying on the circuit and a bit of a straighten as well. So there's changing fortunes here. DeJager has thrown the gauntlet down.
Yeah, DeJager certainly with the upper hand now. Chris Easton went for a little bit too much angle there and had to catch it at the end, slowed him right up. Let's see if he can improve on the second half of this circuit. He's got a pretty big lead coming in from the first leg, but he doesn't want to throw it away.
You'd have to ignore the mirrors, I would think, because, well, DeJager, better line then. Man, I think Easton's going to win this battle. I really do. He looked a lot better to the last half, but let's have a look. Great drift battle in the end, though. Here's the Toyo replay once more.
Yeah, that could be the telling blow there for Chris Easton. Big straighten up there and basically lost the drift. And that appears to have cost him. Certainly, DeJager goes through by the narrowest of margins, 11-9.
Chris DeJager, mate, you are through to the next round.
Thanks very much, Jason. I think I've been fairly lucky in the first two battles. I've got a few problems with the hydraulic handbrake, but yeah, it's going well.
Well, here they come to the line now, and Corporal Christian Pickering, the Nissan 180SX, up against the dude, Justin Roode.
The dude, all right. Our New Zealand visitor up against the guy who came second in the last round. And in between then, he's actually made it to the final of the South Australian Drift Comp, the G1 as well. So he's flying at the moment. Justin Roode better bring his A game.
I think that Roode is going to be in a bit of trouble. The Corporal looks really mean. Qantas unhappy about missing the tail off one of their jumbos. Don't know where that went. But have a look at the New Zealand champ trying to run him down. Oh, Pickering in rare form.
Not only is Pickering flying, not only does he have the biggest rear wing in Australian drifting, but the most important thing, he's in his natural habitat today, and isn't he showing it off? Fantastic car, and he knows this track like the back of his hand. Check it out here. That's where Roode lost it right there, and it never got any better for him.
Well, here we go. Set it for the second battle. Rumours that Corporal Christian Pickering actually channeling Foxtel through the car, through that rear wing at the moment. It's enormous, isn't it? Here we go. The chase car giving us great pictures. The Kiwi is being made to sweat big time here.
Look at that. Corporal Christian, excellent proximity. And the pressure just a little bit too much there for Roode. Ends up taking a bit of a detour, and the safety car has to take a bit of a detour as well, the chase car. But look at that, Corporal Christian. Sit back and enjoy this, folks. This is fantastic stuff.
CTS, it's an awesome car, this thing. And with Corporal Christian at the wheel, anything can happen. He's going to smash the Kiwi champ. South Aussie looking very good. Here's your Toyo replay. He got in and asked the question, and Roode was trying to cover it. Good night.
Yeah, no way you can cover that one. Not when you've got a couple of tons worth of 180SX knocking on the door there. And the CTS entry goes through nice and easy too.
Down 15-5. The Corporal is through.
Yeah, I'm happy with that one. It was a little bit messy. I think Justin maybe missed a gear coming through the S's and had a little bit too much speed on him. But yeah, I think it's a good result so far.
After the break, we've got more action from Mallala Motorsport Park, round 2 of the Toyo Drift Australia Series. Don't go anywhere.
Be careful what you pray for. You just might get it.
Danger. You are coming into danger.
Be careful what
Two dark Australian comedies, back to back.
We race the dog, put the bets on, he takes his cut.
You get your hands on that glittering prize.
Go get the money.
Everybody's coming at you from every side. Be careful what you pray for.
Call Me Mum and Silent Partner from 9:30 tonight.
We're crashing this party. Tomorrow night, it's Silliness with South Park at 8:30. Followed by an extra naughty South Park at 9.
Oh my God, I crapped my pants.
Then at 10:05, there's something unexpected in store for Wilfred.
What's wrong? This is it for me. Wilfred, don't. I've been through so much.
The final episode of Wilfred, following a South Park double. Tomorrow night on SBS.
I'll tell you how it goes. You go to do some banking, pay the bills, and it's always closing time. Yeah, right. I've got my pride.
Broadband makes banking simpler with 2 months free broadband and plans starting from $19.95 a month when combined with an Optus home phone or eligible mobile plan for 24 months. This offer is available in Optus Cable and Optus Direct areas only, so call now on 1800 500 800.
Yeah.
We just got our new PC at home. It's so cool. Dad and I make home movies. Actually, he shoots and I edit, so they always look awesome. Mum's mixed some old disco songs or whatever until I played her some real music. Now she thinks she's a DJ. But the best part is everything fits on my pocket media drive.
Buy an HP Pavilion home desktop PC with Intel Core 2 Duo processor from $2,149 and get a bonus HP Pocket media drive at Dick Smith now.
HP.
It was the perfect holiday. We were having a ball. We had no idea that people were worried about us.
I'm really worried about our daughter and her family.
Have you checked with any friends or family for information?
She's meant to be in that location.
How about a mobile phone?
Can't you do something?
Were they registered with Smart Traveller?
Register your travel details at smarttraveller.gov.au to help us find you in an emergency. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
we see Tom and his software company growing. We see him helping other local businesses to grow, helping the community to prosper, helping the economy grow stronger. We work with software companies throughout Australia, and their success helps others succeed. Find out more.
Ford has just unlocked big value on run-out Ford Focus. The smooth, German-engineered 2-litre Ford Focus CL manual is running out for just $19,990 drive away with air. That's right, Ford Focus running out from $19,990 drive away with front airbags, remote central locking, CD player and more. So hurry to a Ford dealer and unlock a big value Focus deal today.
Well, the charismatic Robbie Bolger in the Holden Monaro up against Adam May in the Nissan Silvia. The VIP Pet Foods entry. What can you say about Robbie Bolger that Robbie hasn't said himself?
Not much, actually. Not much. The important thing to remember about Adam May, though, is not only is he a local and a very well-regarded local, but he's part of the Wheelworks team. So the Wheelworks team always go very well here at South Australia. But having his work cut out for him today, Robbie Bolger appears to have disappeared off into the distance.
Isn't he just awesome? Have a look at this big VIP Pet Foods Monaro. Plenty of speed, too. He's got angle. A little bit of a straighten just there, but he's really thrown down the gauntlet. There's no answer at all for the Wheelworks entry. The Wanley tyre car, so I think Bolger might be a pretty substantial winner in his first battle, Jeff.
Yeah, I'd say Bolger's pretty safe in that first battle. Have a look at the way he attacked that apex there. Really aggressive work from Bolger, and then once again, doesn't miss many apexes, and that's where his improvement has come from in the last 12 months.
The Toyo start line right now. Is there a problem here? They got away very slowly.
Either there's a problem or there's a bit of ducks and drakes going on here at the moment.
Well, where's Bolger? No sign of Robbie Bolger.
There he comes.
What's the go there?
Either Bolger had a start line problem, or maybe he was just trying to fox Adam May, trying to get him to think twice. But in any case, I think Bolger knew he was going to have a lot more speed than the guy in front of him, so he wanted to leave a gap and try and catch him up. That appears to be what he's done. May's disappeared off again. Bolger's letting him get off into the distance, and watch him gather him up now. Yeah, reeling him in.
I like May's angle, though. May has done a good job. He hasn't had the speed, anywhere near the speed, but it's been a pretty stout drifting experience. Now look at Bolger all over him.
Yeah, Bolger, it looks like it was a bit of a tactic there from Bolger, basically trying to give him a lot of room and then gather him in, display to the judges at superior speed.
A tactic, it's an Irish version of a tic-tac, I guess. It's 11-9 for Robbie Bolger. He's through to the Toyo top 8.
You're obviously having a good weekend. You qualified in second place. Things are really starting to come good for you.
Yeah, thanks very much, mate. Hopefully we can do well here today. We deserve it. Number one.
Good battle coming up here. Bo, the show Yates, the defending champ, and the Hachiroku up against Michael Truscott in the Nissan Silvia S13. What a difficult place to concentrate. Plenty of glamour down the line there.
Yeah, plenty of stuff to distract you there. Let's see what Bo Yates can do this time around. And look at that, very nicely put through the first couple of corners there, picking up the apexes nicely. Very, very good. That's a bit of textbook stuff there from Bo Yates.
Well, he is the defending champion, no doubt about that. He's a controversial young character. He's very confident. Team Peer happy to have picked him up. See Truscott giving him heaps now, though. Look at this. Good conclusion to this battle.
Look, Truscott is fighting back. There's a lot more to this than you think. Might have even been a little bit of a straighten there from Bo. Look at this. Bo Yates picks him up. 1 and 2 on the apexes. Beautiful stuff.